Getting ready to do it again. One more time. One more time. It's Friday, yo. I'm really excited. As I always tell you, it's the peak of my week doing this show. See some of you coming in quite rapidly into the chat. Silent State, Martin Crockett, William Mind Readers, F Stop, Max Wild, Donica, Becker. Exciting. Mic check 1 2, Martin Crockett. 1 2. Wait about another minute or so. And we'll start the show. Just gonna announce this now. This week's giveaway is a free copy of Soundtoys Decapitator plugin. The link is in the chat if you wanna maybe get lucky tomorrow on John Selway's show. Simple Sam got a little distracted, huh? All right, 30 seconds. We'll start. All right, let's do this. All right, everybody. I was just reading Simple Sam's comment about getting fast internet. I believe that is the future. Fast internet is the future, says Simple Sam. Welcome back. I'm happy to be back. I tell you, this is the peak of my week. I'm so happy. Got everything ready. I spent the morning kind of making sure that everything was working, which means that something's probably going to go wrong. Anyway, my name is Abe Duque. I am your host for today in my show, The Production Basics, that we do on Friday. We talk about everything that is production, and we are here on 343 TV. 343 TV is the streaming arm of 343 Labs, which is a school. We have classes starting all the time. We got a whole amazing batch of classes starting in January. Everybody wants to get the year started right. So if you guys are interested in checking out what we do, come visit us at 343labs.com or 343labs.de for our German site. We have schools in Berlin. We have schools in New York City and online, of course. Come take a class with me. Anyway, 343 TV is what you're watching right now. We stream every day at 1 p.m. except for Sundays. And today is my show, and I'm very happy to be with you guys. So let's get right into it. Last week, we started a new kind of 3-episode saga with some gear once again. Get back into the gear after doing some other stuff in the box before that with vocal production and so on. We started to work on music with my gear and together with the computer, of course, because I love the computer. I don't discriminate against the computer. I actually love the both together, the hybrid setup. So let me get right in there. And I kind of saved everything. I didn't even touch the setup from last week. I left everything the way it was. And let me just show you my setup here once again. Let's go to my overhead. There it is. Let's do it with me in the picture. So this is the setup from last week. I got a Eurorack setup here where I can, have a few devices going. I got the Mother 32, the DFAM. I have that Stilton Hammer sequencer to run this Kimi's Castle FM module here. What else do I have? Some other stuff to get that going. All this stuff on the right here is basically to get this Kimi's Castle going. I have the Moog Minotaur. I have a TR-8 for drums, a 303 clone here, the TT303, which, me, I love that device. And my mixing console, and that's all we have for today. Let's hear once again what we had last week and get this started. So I got it playing again. I basically saved it all together. And I got to tell you, I was very happy with it last week, and I was very psyched about it, and I thought it was going really well. And actually, I thought it was going better than it was going because I was listening to everything with effects on. And I was even talking about dubbing things out and listen to what happens when you start dubbing things out and so on. But I didn't have my effects patched in to come in through the streaming software. So all you were hearing was the dry synths, which, yeah, that's cool. I mean, kind of good to be able to hear them in their dry state. But I had effects going, man. And whoa, man. Let me turn on my effects now. So I had a delay, which changes things. Makes it a lot more interesting to listen to. And I had a reverb. And that reverb makes a lot of difference. Oh, now it starts sounding like a real track, which is really funny because I was all listening. This is what I was listening to last last week while I was working with you guys, and I thought it sounded a lot better. And then when I went to watch the replay on it, I was like, oh man, that's not what I was hearing. I was hearing only the stuff, the equipment without the reverb and delay, which is funny. Let's see what we're talking about in the chat. Martin Crockett says, I confess I started using blue painter's tape because of it. Hey, you want to hear something funny? People are giving me so much for that blue painter's tape. That means the tape that's on here that I use to write stuff on and get, not mess up my equipment when I try to put marker on it. I had a student this week told me he was writing a track, or he had finished writing a track called Blue Tape. Okay, all to kind of, how do you say, take the piss out of me, make a joke about me. That would be a great sponsor for Abe, says Simple Sam. Okay, guys, calm down. All right, so just to remind you what we got going on here, I have the Moog doing this. That you hear is the Moog's filter opening and closing. This is the Mother 32. When I open and close the filter, it lets me emphasize on what's going on. I like to play this with less attack, so it sounds more waily. Nice and raspy now. Just lower that. That's nice. And then I have this DFAM, which is doing this. Let's open the filter on that. You can tell what's going on there. Okay, that's that. And then the Kimi's Castle. It's doing this short thing. I'll raise it really so you can hear it. There it is. I can open up the decay on it right here. That's that FM. I don't know if it has any effects. Does it have any effects? No, it's kind of dry right now. Put it through an effect. Let's add, there it is to that reverb. Brassy, somebody says. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch the waveform on the Mother so it's less brassy, more square wave-ish. Okay, and we add some hi-hats. And the snare. A few other parts, a clap. That clap I was telling you I love to do the dubbing on it. Anyway, so we got all these parts. Now you hear it the way that I was hearing it, which was, to me it was sounding a lot better than what you guys heard. But now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. What I have planned for you today. Let's stop it for a second. So today, what I have in store is I want to. Kimi's Castle is very noisy. We had that buzzing here. I want to record all this stuff into my DAW, and I want to record it individually, like every part individually. Now, I got very lucky in the last year or so to come about having a 16-channel input sound card. I have an Apollo 16, which I can use to get everything recorded into my DAW at once. Today I want to do something, and I've never done this before. I've actually never done this before, at least in the stream, where I'm going to set everything up, and I'm going to set every channel to be recorded and recorded in real time. That way I have every take in there, or everything that happens with every one of these different devices ready to go for me to process and arrange in Ableton. That's what we're doing today. So hopefully everything's going to go right. But I wanted to show you some of the hardware that I'll be using to do this, because maybe it's interesting to have that kind of out there. So I'm gonna do something else that I've never done before, which is I'm going to let me put on another microphone. I'm gonna put on a lav microphone. That way I can talk to you as I move. I'm gonna move around my studio today, and I'm going to attempt to show you how the hardware that I have that I'm going to be using, how it's connected, and how I use it. And maybe I'll give you also a little tour of the studio, because all you see is this view of the studio, but there's a little more to see in the studio. So I have this lav in here, and hopefully I get this. I've never done this before, guys. I never tried another microphone in here like this. So I'm going to bring my little pack here for my lav and put it in here and turn on the lav so that it's working. Okay, so let's test this lav mic, see how this goes. Okay, so this is the lav mic. Of course, it's not the nice condenser mic that I have here, but it should. Let's see. Let's test the difference. This is the difference between the condenser mic, and this is the difference with the lav mic. Okay, so it's not perfect, of course, but I think you could hear me. Maybe I'll leave the other one on just in case. Anyway, and I got another setup going on here. I set up my phone to be another camera that I could kind of walk around with. Stop says you can do it, Abe. Okay, let's do that. Let's grab my other phone. So I'm gonna switch over here. So that's my other camera here. So I'm gonna start moving, and I hope you can still hear me while I do this. And I'm gonna grab my other camera here, and I should be able to walk around my studio with the camera. So this time now you can get a different view of what's going on. Let's give you a little tour first. This is that little rack that you guys see in some of my openings. A lot of times in my openings I do like I like to use this rack for playing live stuff, so I have it all set up ready to go. And this is what I record those openings with that you might see for the show in the Starting Soon page. Then I have some other gear sitting on here. On the bottom there I have my synth that I use for a controller when I play stuff. And of course this is all the stuff here. This is the lighting setup that I have here and my other camera, my overhead camera. Here is a good view of the 3 speaker setup that I have in my studio. I have a 3 speaker setup. I have the JBL setup there. Is the ones that I use most of the time. Then I have this NS10s. These are classic mixing speakers, the Yamaha NS10s. And then I have those giant Tannoy System 12s with the bullet tweeter in the middle, which is the way that I listen to try to get a feeling of what it might sound like maybe in a club or something like that. My setup is a little bit weird. It's a little different than most setups, that I've had. Which this is the straight, the room. That's the wall there, and I had it initially set up that way, but now it's configured to be facing the corner, just because of acoustic reasons. I had a better acoustic situation when I moved everything, kind of shifted this way. I was getting less cancellations with my low end. It was really a miracle when I shifted everything to kind of face the corner there. So, but certain speakers still face different ways, and certain speakers face, kind of. It's a staggering setup that I have that helps me kind of really get some cool information. So I have a little rack here where I have my Apollo and my patch bay and some outboard gear, my DAT machine, and stuff like that. This is my mixing console that I use to kind of get everything running, kind of the heart of the studio, I guess. It's an Allen Heath 24 channel GL 2200. And over here we have a little kind of groove box section where I have all my kind of groove boxes, and there's a 909 as well somehow there, and some more Eurorack stuff. Plenty of Eurorack to play with around here. and another little station where I sometimes use as a controller for the computer, so I could use this computer to work with the setups on the side here. And and then there's the wall of synthesizers that I been collecting over the years, where I can kind of get that going. All right, so I don't want to take too long with my setup here. I just wanted to kind of come behind the whole thing and show you what's happening. Kind of show you how the sausage is made, if you will. So back here is a crazy amount of cabling. What I have is the Apollo 16, which is a 16 input audio interface, which is back here and hooked up via these, you see those cables here, this cable here, this is a DB25 cable going to my a patch bay that the Apollo 16 is connected to. And this breakout box over here, see that breakout box over here has the 16 inputs for my Apollo 16, which goes into the back of my mixer. And one of the things that I really love about this mixer is that every channel has a direct input. So on the first 16 channels, which are all these channels right here, I can set up inputs, individual inputs for whatever's happening in each channel, which is really cool for me because that means I could do something like what I'm about to try to do today for you guys, which is record all those different synths in real time for you guys. So there it is. Let me put down this camera and switch back to another view. Sorry, I'm back. Maybe I could even switch out my my lav mic and go back to the regular mic. Okay, so we're here back in the regular mic. So you got a look now of how and what is going on here in my studio. PK says, awesome studio. Thank you so much. I've been working on this all my life. Battle Station Deluxe. Yeah, pretty much. This is how I feel in here. It's hard to get me out of this room. Sometimes I have children and they're like, Dad, come, notice us. But there's a lot to be distracted in here. Okay, so let's see. Nice space, Abe, says F-Stop. Yes, as I said, this is a new studio that I've been working on since about a year now, a little bit more than a year. Before that, I had a studio in New York City that I used for maybe 2 or 3 decades, not 3 decades, but since the mid-90s, I was using that studio in Hollis, Queens. And now, here, I don't know, somehow the studio here is like 4 times as big as the one that I had in Hollis, but the equipment was the same somehow that I had there. I have no idea how I fit all that equipment there. As soon as I got here, I started putting it all down, and I realized, wow, this kind of grew like in a weird way, but in a cool way. Anyway, somebody says much more going on there than I thought. Yeah, that, most of the times when you're on the stream, that's all you see. You just see what here and you see what's behind here, but there's lots of happening here. I was thinking in newer or in further going with this stream, I might kind of switch cameras and have cameras from different positions, and so I can show you guys things in different ways. Anyway, so let's get back to what we were trying to do. So now you know what I've got going on. I have that breakout box where is every channel on my mixer is set up so that I can record individually, and I'll tell you how I've configured it because I've configured it in a certain way. Let's get it rolling and let's get it going for work with Ableton now. So let's turn on the Ableton. I think it's going to be this one. Yeah, here we are. All right. So once again, got music going. Let me play the music. A little reverb on that snare. Better to have reverb on the snare. Okay, so I'm going to need a few tracks. I'm going few tracks in them. Right now I have one audio track, but I think I need a few more. So what I'm going to do is just say Command T a few times. And I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe. Let's see. Maybe if I have more than I need, that's fine. That's okay. I'll just live with that for now. Just make them a little bigger so I could have returns. Okay. I mean sends. All right, so I have, I don't know, a few tracks, about 9 of them. They're audio tracks ready to record onto. Now I'm going to go to my, so first thing, maybe I'll show you what's going on in my preferences. So live preferences, hopefully this shows up for you guys. So under audio, I've got the universal audio set up, and I've got as an input and as an output, of course. But sometimes you have to input configure, you know, something that a lot of people run into trouble when they get a multi-channel audio interface. They don't have these turned on. So you might, you know, plug in your multi-channel audio interface and end up with like just these couple of these, or maybe just one input setup, where you won't be able to pull in more. And here I went in and just turned on all the inputs that I have, just to kind of, you know, make sure that I can record on any and every input. Okay, so that's done, and you could do the same for the output configuration. Now I have also 16 outputs, and you see more. You see like 36 or something, but some of them are digital and some of them are virtual outputs, which are kind of configurable inside this console software that Universal Audio gives you. But the truth is I have 16 discrete analog outputs, and right now I have only those on right there, and the rest of them, well, I don't need them on because, you know, I'm not using them really, the virtual ones and the digital ones, but could get that going at any point. All right, so got that configured. Now I want to make sure that I turn on the inputs and outputs here, and then when you do, you see what's happening here. So you hear my mic. My mic is coming in through inputs 1 and 2. So inputs 1 and 2, but you could select inputs 1 and 2, or you could just go to input 1 or input 2. The way that's happening, what's happening with input 1 and 2 is that my streaming software is using input 1 and 2 in order to get the sound to you guys. So everything is routed to input 1 and 2. So what I have on my mixing console, let me show you real quick. So what I have on my mixing console here is I have these buttons here that allow me to choose these setups. I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, which I can send either to 1 and 2 being the streaming ones, and 3 and 4 are going to be something else. For the moment, I'm going to use them for something else, but I could immediately just patch in real quick whatever's happening into the board to go out to the streaming. So that's the way that 1 and 2 are working right now. So we're not going to be using 1 and 2 for our recording into Ableton. What we are going to use is the rest of them. And so when you click on here, let's go back to showing you Ableton. Okay, so what you have here and what we could see here is I click on this button here, or this pull down menu here, and I'm going to be able to see tons of inputs that I can select. And you see them, it seems like it's redundant because you see 1 and 2 here, and then you see 1 and 2 here. That's for the reason of that you might want to have 1 and 2 be a stereo pair, so something that's coming in stereo, or you might want to have either 1 or 2 so you could record something in mono. Say if you have like a microphone that's a mono microphone, you don't need that to grab that in a stereo pair because it's not going to be useful in any way. The fact that you could just grab one channel frees up the second channel for something else if you need that. Okay, so let's start getting this going. So let me play the music, and if I click on here, you'll see that every individual channel that is actually feeding that Apollo 16 is actually showing up here. So we have 3 and 4. Now I'm going to take 3 and 4 as a pair, because 3 and 4 I'm using as a pair. Let me show you real quick on my overhead. 3 and 4 would be this channel here, and what it is, it's the left and right out of the TR8. So when I do the hi-hats here, these are stereo kind of setup. It's left and right, so I'm going to use that as a pair. So this channel here is going to be 3 and 4, and we'll call that TR8. It's good to label stuff. That way, TR8, and let's call that TR8 left, right. So I know, because I have 4 outputs coming from the TR8, which the TR8 gives you 2 individual outputs, which you can configure. So let's go to the next one, and the next one here is set up to 3 and 4, 5. 5 is the next one. And what is the next one? Well, the next one, being 5, is going to be, I don't know if you can see this one here, is the kick. So let me show you in Ableton what I'm doing. That way you can follow along. So the kick, which is right here, is going to be 5. So this one here, I will rename and call it TR8 kick. That way I know. And if I start monitoring it, you can see the kick doing its thing here. So if I lower the volume on this, well, I should have lost it. Let's see. Maybe I have the wrong channel. Actually, the kick is 6. Look at that. Let me see. If I lower that, I should be able to. Well, the kick is not 6. Let's try 7. See, this is the problem. Okay, now I found it. The kick is 7. You can see the kick is there. Get level 1 kick. That means that this guy over here is not 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are set up to my board. I forgot about that. So I have to keep on moving down. I think this is going to be 5 and 6. So let's see. Monitoring that. And let's see if I lower 5 and 6. Yeah. So this is the TR8 left and right. This is the kick. Okay, let's see what the next one is. So that's I'm gonna go back down the numbers here. 7, 8 is gonna be the snare, I believe. Yeah, I can see it. The snare is the one here. So I'm gonna call it TR8 snare. So there that goes. And just want to do them all now. So let's see. The next one is be the 303, which would be on channel 9, because that's right next to it. So that's the 303 here. So if I lower this, it should go away. So that's ready to go. And let's get these out so I can talk. Just sort of competing with me now. So I have the 303. The next would be the Minotaur, which is this guy here. And I believe that's going to be on 10. So let's go to 10 with that one. And rename that as the Minotaur. And monitor that. And let's lower the volume on that, see if that goes away. Yep. We're good. We're good there. And let's go to the next one. This is going to be the DFAM, which is going to be 11, I guess. 11 for the DFAM. And these all could be in stereo. Not in stereo, in mono, because they are mono inputs anyway. So let's see. Let's lower this Minotaur. And get this guy over here, which is oh, this is the Mother 32. I believe this is the Mother 32. So that's going to be, if I lower this, no. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Oh yeah, that's DFAM. I have to rename it. See, that's why renaming things is so much better than not. You think you remember everything, you actually don't. So if I lower this DFAM, it'll go away. See, there it is. That's the DFAM. And the next one is going to be the Mother 32. So we'll go with the Mother 32 on channel 12. And let's monitor that and open it up. There it is. A little too loud. You don't want to clip these. You got plenty of headroom in digital recording. You don't really need to go nuts with clipping things. So you might want to lower everything a little bit, just to make sure that you don't clip. It would be a disaster to clip. Like you make a hot take and then it clips on you. Let's see if I get it really loud. What happens? That's good. So that's gonna work. And so what do I have left? I have my voice, which I don't know if I really want to record my voice. So I'm gonna move straight to the last bit, which was that FM synthesizer, that Kimmy's Castle. So I'll use the so wait, let me just rename this. Once again, renaming is very important. It's the Mother 32. And then this last one is going to be that Kimmy's Castle, and that's coming in, I believe, on 16 already. So let's see. So if I make this quiet and louder. Nope, that's not it. What's coming in on 16? Is 16 my voice? 16 might be my voice. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I don't have a way to record that one. I better ran out of spots. Let's go to the back and reconfigure a little. Let's grab that camera again. All right, so let me turn on the lav mic once again. And okay, now I have the lav mic on again, and I'm heading to the back to figure out what's going wrong with the setup here. Hold on, just gonna get these cables so that I don't trip over anything. So the way it is right now, so channel, let's see, what channel is what here? So these, okay, I'm just trying to keep this. So I think channel 13 is the channel that has the input from that guy, the Kimmy's Castle, and it doesn't have an input here. So I'm going to grab the input from the one next to it. It's going to be 16, I suppose, and give it a direct output there. Once again, that breakout box over there, that's doing that has all these channels, and I don't have it configured perfectly yet, but I'm working on it, guys. All right, let's get back here. Once again, I don't want to trip over these cables and cause a problem here. All right, let's switch out the camera again, turn off the lav mic, and come back to you guys. All right, so let's get the right thing going here now. The Scarlett should play now. There you go. See how 16 is the Scarlett? Wait, you can't see that because I don't have the right view going on here. So the Scarlett is on here, and when I raise it, if you look at channel 10, which is input 16, and it's not the Scarlett. Sorry, I keep on calling it Scarlett because it's labeled Scarlett on my blue tape. It's actually the Kimmy's Castle. So let's call it the Castle. Oh, Castle with a W. Interesting. If you have an extra track, we don't need it. Let's take it out just to keep it clean. This special camera view is fun. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm wondering why I never did it before. I mean, I was always afraid that, things would go wrong during the stream or whatever. Danica says, yeah, when they said trippy music, they didn't mean tripping over the cables. All right. Very funny. Okay, so, all right. So, got this going. Let me stop it for a second. We're a little bit past halfway during the show. I wanted to just reiterate what you're watching here, just letting you know. You're watching 343 TV, which we are here every day at 1 p.m. except for Sundays. We stream everything that you like to see. I know that the regulars would tell you, that if you look in the chat, the regulars will tell you all about this. By the way, if you like what you're seeing, give me a like. I always like to impress my friends with the like. It's very fun to see that we are growing so much. I think we're just shy of 21,000 subscribers. So if you want, please subscribe to our channel as well. We're trying to grow the channel, and expand this community that we have here. Martin's calling my new camera setup the Abe Cam. Yeah, I could put an Abe Cam on there. I call it Abe's phone because it's my phone. I figured out a way to patch it into the stream. Anyway, so yeah, come and check out our website. Take a class with us. We have classes on 343labs.com. That's what we do. We're a school. That's how we pay the bills. That's how we could do this on a daily. Come to you guys and do this stuff. But it's basically, we're here to kind of show you what we can do for you in the classroom, which is spoon feed you and hold your hand with all the stuff that you need to learn. Anyway, so where were we? The giveaway this week is a decapitator. That's one of the most amazing sound toys plugins there is, especially for saturation. Down to the point. Has 5 types of saturation. Let me see if I remember what they are. I think an API. I think it's a Neve. I think there's a EMI, Neve, Ampex tape, no API. And I think there's 2 modes from the thermionic culture vulture, the triode and the pentode mode. Those are what you find in there. Anyway, so we're ready for recording. In order to get ready for recording for real, I have to arm all my tracks here for recording. This is going to be fun. And hit stop here. And now we'll do a little test first. But first, I wanted to kind of I have all these parts that I made with I kind of showed you last week how I did this MIDI thing where I played out these parts that I play into the Mother 32, and they're set up, kind of sequentially here, but the Minotaur has these follow actions in there. I'm gonna put the follow actions on this guy as well, so that I can get these to kind of jump to the next one. So we have follow actions on. They're set up to go to the next one. Let's see if they're on all of them. They are, and I'm just gonna hit play, and yeah, we should be able to, if I hit record right now, we should be ready and set up to record on all channels, which is interesting because I'm taking a chance here because I didn't test this part. So right now I've got all the channels here armed for recording, and let's see. Let's get ready to roll. Let's try. Let's try a little test. Oh, look at that. That's happening. So that's already going. I'm not even going to sweat it. I can record as much as I want. Look at that. It's all recording nicely for me there. So while that records now, let me open it up. While that records on there on every channel. Oh wait, you didn't see. I'm not showing you. So what we have here, look at all the channels ready to go. And just before I had set up those follow actions I told you about. Here's where they are right here. Follow actions are great because you can make clips kind of do things and then change. And I have one more set of things that I want to record, which is the 2 effects I didn't patch in. And I'm going to patch those into one thing, which is going to be 3 and 4. So let me go back. Now that that test is done, I could see that this is all working. I got the stuff is recording right in there, just as I wanted it to. Now I'm going to undo because that was just a test. And let's configure one more thing. And I kind of needed that track. I guess I had a track there that I erased there, and I need that one. And this is going to be for the effects. This is going to be the reverb and the delay effects. So let's call these effects, and we'll set those up on, I believe those should be now 3 and 4. That was actually the input that I set up. So now let's play them again. Yeah, that's the effects being recorded right there. So great. I'm going to record those. We're ready to go. Okay. So, okay, we're set up. We gotta highlight all these, or get these record buttons set up here. So hit Command and just do that, and I'll get all these channels being recorded. What you hear there, that's that noisy Akimi's Castle. I'll turn it on when we start recording. But we're ready. We're ready to go. And so basically I'm just going to do a pass, kind of just having fun with you guys. Gonna just, record in there, and whatever we get today, we'll use, to process next week. So let's see. Wish me luck. Let's see if we, in the chat, what's going on. John H. Kitchen III. Yeah, that's right. John is here. Okay. Yes, now we can. I don't know what Simple Sam is talking about it, but, well, there you go. All right. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Ready? And all right. So I can talk you guys through what's happening. I'm going to shut the decay on the Scarlett for a second. So everything's kind of rolling. Maybe I'll close the filters really on them, so they can represent them kind of being off when the filters are down. Take that snare out. Maybe take the 303 out. Okay, so, I'm going to probably cut off the part in the beginning. So let's keep that going there. And remember, since we have all these parts in here now, recorded individually, or we're recording them individually, we're going to get a possibility to just turn them off when we don't want them, and so there's a lot of leeway here. All right, so let's have some fun. Let's get the 303 in. Let's close the filter on it, so it just comes in very smooth. I'm playing with the 303 and the Minotaur at the same time. Play with this guy here. DFAM. Oh, that's nice. Get the follow going here, so it follows us. Maybe some hi-hats. So I've got a kind of great back and forth going between the Minotaur here and the DFAM. Which I'm feeling quite a lot. Maybe I'll open up the 303 a little bit. And close the DFAM up. There we go. You got two hands. When you do these things, make sure you use both hands. Let's close this one a little bit. in there. Raise the decay so it opens up the sound. Do little organic little things while things are coming in. Maybe a little FM. More 303. Some accent. Now let's get into the lead, which is our guy over here. That's nice. Kind of roaring in. Let's close this a little bit. Clap. More reverb on that clap. There you go. Nice. Open the filter on the other 32. Getting going. You can record as long as you want. I mean, depends on your hard drive, right? How much your hard drive can take. I like the fact that you have decay on the fly here, so you can open and close the decay on the hi-hats. Going. Let's shorten the attack, make it a little more plucky now. The Mother 32, that is. Let's switch out the closed and open hat. Little 303 there. Shut down a little bit of that FM. Well, let's play with FM a little bit here. Shut this guy down a little bit. This is the D-Fam. It made such great percussive craziness. Open up that filter. This is starting to pay off, guys. And thanks for all the patience with all the setup that we did last week. Just kind of watching us do this together. Nice little lull here. Let's take the hi-hats down all the way. Take the snare away. Maybe break the kick drum a little fatter. Let's do a little FM on here. Okay. Let's make it a little more attacky. Let's switch to the brassy one. Get some 303. Hi-hats. And clap. Snare. right, guys, let me know how I'm doing here. If there's anything special you want me to do. The recording seems to be handling it. Seems to be going pretty okay, which I'm very happy about. I gotta find a way to end it. I'm about to like 8 minutes already of recording time. I need to kind of shut this down a little bit. Let's make a kind of an outro sort of thing. Cats can dance. I love cats. Well, I love laughing with cats because cats are funny. Make it plucky. Okay, let's end it off. Clap. If I made a mistake, I could fix individual things now that I have them all recorded individually. This is awesome. This is amazing. I'm so psyched about this. Take the snare out. Make it shorter. Kick. Get that FM out of there. It's getting a little too clicky and weird. Again, I could remove it in the mix later on. Let's record this kick with a little more high end. Beautiful to have a mixer here so that I could do things. So I'm starting to shut it down. Everything is, and I'm using filters to shut it down mostly. Get a little defam action before we go. All right. Now let's get the kick out. All right. Let me save that immediately because you never know. Wow, that was good. That was great. Thanks, guys, for I felt all the good vibes coming through the interweb. You guys were really kind of supporting me there. That was a success for me because, like I said, I've never tried this before on, live. If you liked what you just saw, maybe you can hit the like button or maybe, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, tell your mom, tell your grandma about us. Come and visit our website at 343labs.com and take a class with us. We have classes starting, a bunch of classes starting in January. I'm actually, all the classes that we had up till now are winding down for the year, and we're going to go ham in January. So I have a lot of classes in mixing and mastering in Ableton. We have classes on sound design. We have classes on musical composition. Anything you want to learn from us, we'll hold your hand. We'll spoon feed you. We'll make it customized to what you want to learn. All right. This Martin Crockett says amazing jam. Thanks for putting up with it, because last week when I started doing this, I was hearing and feeling it this way, but it's a difference when you don't have the effects on, because it sounds so dry and doesn't sound so. Let me show you quickly again what it sounds like when you don't have the effects on. If I turn off the effects, okay, I don't want to play back everything. I could play everything back now. Wow, crazy. I just wanted to let's just play it real quick and open everything up a little bit, get the kick drum going again, get everything happening. Right, everything is happening, and let me turn off the effects now. It's still kind of okay, but not really. effects now. And DFAM action, says PK. Yeah, so that's amazing. And the fact that now I have them all recorded, all these parts recorded, labeled correctly. I could turn off all the arm for recording buttons here so I don't re-record on top of it by mistake. Hit the back to arrangement button, and I should be able to play this back somehow. Now they're kind of both playing on top of each other, so let's mute everything else. And get the Ableton going. So Ableton's output, I got to set up. Hold on. This should be here. There it is. So this is the recording now. This is awesome. So I could jump to different parts in the recording. And it keeps kind of my mix that I'm going into it with, you know. And has the effects on the channel, on this channel here. Sorry. So this channel here would be just effect. This channel is just that castle. That's the Mother 32. There it is. And they're dry, so I could re-effect them if I wanted to. I probably will. I could you know, all these that sound really nice with this kind of effect that I recorded in there. I keep this effect sort of as a kind of a reference to what I wanted to do with it, but now I could individually go in there and add individual effects to everything perfectly. So everything is there, nice and recorded. You see that? And clear, crisp, beautiful recording, which is beautiful. Snare, kick drum. So I could, you know, go in there, start to process the kick drum in any way I want, you know, add all sorts of effects to it, VSTs. That's what we'll do next week. Next week we'll grab this and go to town on it. This is amazing. Wow, we're running out of time. Look at that. It's time to say goodbye. No. Well, I guess we should end here on a high note. I really had fun today. Today was one of my favorite sessions ever. Just the fact we had all these new things like the Abe cam that we were able to use my phone as a camera. We had the I showed you all, you know, how the sausage is made, what happens behind the scenes here. I managed to set up everything to record directly into my computer for individual instruments all at one time, and walked you through that, and then actually did a jam while we kind of talked about it and recorded it. Let's see what happens next week. Everybody, have a great weekend. I'll see you next Friday for the conclusion of this 3-part episode. Talk to you next Friday.